Welcome from the City of Entertainment. You are listening to Las Vegas Backstage Talk with your host, comedian Michele LaFong, the only show that really gets personal with the stars. Partnered with Casino Player Magazine, a monthly gaming lifestyle publication with over 88,000 paid subscribers nationally, which now features LaFong's syndicated columns and backstage videotaped interviews online. Our website is LasVegasBackstageTalk.com, where the show is...
What celebrities have you worked with that weren't what you expected them to be?
Helen Reddy, Victor Moan.
Boy, that was quick.
Oh, I'll tell them all. I don't care. I don't care. They're all, you know.
Tell me about Helen Reddy. Why wasn't she what you expected?
I got a call from Pete Cavallo, who was running the 86th Street Theater in Brooklyn. They used to do shows there every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Bring in headliners. He had Helen Reddy coming in. Okay? And he called me. He said, Sal, what are you doing this particular weekend? I said, I'm working. I got a date in the mountains. He says, can you come in and open for Helen Reddy? He says, I'm having a little trouble with ticket sales. Because I had a big following in that area.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, sure, why not? Let me call the agent. Let me see if I can get out of the date. I got out of the date. So I opened for Helen Reddy. Now I go to rehearsal and I use music in my act. And we had a 12-piece band. Sal Richards was my conductor at that time. She walks in with her crew, and she sees me rehearsing. She goes, what is this? No, this is not happening. No music before me, nothing. I says, wait a minute. I was approved already by William Morris. As they said I could do my act. There's going to be an intermission between you and I. No, that's not happening. And so then they
You heard her say all this?
She was telling it to me.
Wow.
So now she says, all right, you can have the band up, but you got to keep the curtain closed. I said, are you kidding me? How do I look at my conductor and get cues to my conductor? So I said, listen, you know who you better talk to? You better talk to the guy, the promoter. So they go to talk to the promoter. Oh, this is not happening. He says, all right, I'll tell you what. You can go home now, if you want to.
Who said this?
The promoter, to Helen Reddy.
Oh.
So you want to go home, you can go home. Sal can do the show without you. We brought him in specially to help you with ticket sales. And he did a good job. So he's doing his act.
Well, when they say, and he's doing a good job, you hadn't gone on yet.
No, this was all before the show. This was afternoon of rehearsal.
Okay.
Meaning I did a good job in helping with the ticket sales.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So now, Pete Cavallo, her husband at that time was Jeff Wald. So Pete Cavallo tells Jeff, listen, let's get William Morris on the phone and let's talk to them. Yes, he did. He was approved. Yeah, well, okay. Well, all right, okay, we're not happy with this. So Pete says, I don't care if you're happy or not. You want to open? You can open the show. Sal will be able to cover it.
Wow.
So we do the show. Sometimes I go out in the audience when I close with a song. I was closing with You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You.
Right.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. And I go out and I'm shaking hands in the audience. Hugh Carey, the former governor of New York, happened to be in the audience.
Yes.
So I didn't know he was there. So Hugh Carey, ladies and gentlemen, the governor, Hugh Carey, nice to see you. And I continued on. So I finished the show. And I'm walking up the stairs to go to the dressing room with my wife. She was waiting for me backstage. Helen Reddy comes down. She gives me a body block. You're out of the business, she says to me. I'm telling Frank. I said, Frank who? Frank the Butcher? Who are you telling? What Frank? She says, I'm telling Sinatra. I said, you're going to tell Sinatra? What are you going to tell him? That you introduced Hugh Carey? I said, I didn't introduce him. I was shocked to see him. I'm sorry. I didn't know he's a friend of yours. This gets better.
Welcome to show business. This is such a showbiz story.
So now she goes on and does her show. Now we stayed upstairs because we had friends in the audience we were waiting for. Now the show's over. We're coming down the stairs. And she said, this is the singing nun, coming out with words that a truck driver would use. You this, you that, you're out of the business, you'll never work again. I says, you gotta be kidding me. My wife says to her, why are you treating my husband like this? What did he ever do to you? She says, you shut up, you...
Really?
And throws a glass of water.
You what?
I can't
We
say
have
it.
to say it.
No, I can't say it on here. I can't use the word.
Lip sync it.
No, I can't. I hate the word. I can't use it, okay? And she throws a glass of water in her face.
What does it start with?
A P.
Oh. I was thinking the wrong word.
I just gave you the wrong letter.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Next.
So I said, what the hell did you do? So now my wife goes for her. Her bodyguard, so to speak, grabs my wife by the throat and pushes her aside. And my wife's going, oh. I said, what are you, holy Christ almighty. I jumped on this guy and I beat him to a pulp. I punched his head in, that his head was flat by the time I was done.
Oh my God.
This is her bodyguard. He was a stalker like this. You mother, you hit my wife, you son of a... I wanted to kill this guy. So now Jeff Wall comes running down the stairs. What's going on down here? And he's got a butter knife in his hand. This is the truth. He had a butter knife. Because they give you little crackers and shit in the room, you know. He comes down with a butter knife. My friend Frankie, who I won't mention his last name, is walking behind Jeff Wall. I said, Frankie, he's got a knife in his hand. He said, a knife? Boom! He gave him a kick in the balls that his voice changed.
He became a soprano instantly.
So now the cops come, the whole thing, there's so much going on. I said, I want her arrested. I want her taken in.
You had Helen Reddy arrested?
Bet your ass, man.
Oh my goodness.
I said, she hit my wife. She assaulted my wife. I want her arrested.
At this point, was there any more shows left to be done?
No, we were done.
Oh, thank God.
We were done. No, we were done. So they go to the precinct. They ask us to come there to make a statement. I make a statement. My wife makes a statement. The phone rings. The sergeant comes in and says, Sal, it's Governor Carey. I said, what? Governor Carey? He gets on the phone. I says, yes, sir, Governor. Yeah. He's telling me, why don't you forget about it? Let them go. You know, they're friends of mine and everything like that. I says, Governor, they assaulted my wife. You're the governor of New York State. You wouldn't stand for that if they hit your wife. Thank you for calling. And I hung up. I swear to you, this is true. Phone rings 5 minutes later. It's the governor again. Yeah, Huey, what is it? That's what I said.
You don't mean Mr. Lewis.
No, Governor Carey.
Exactly. That's amazing.
And he's telling me, look, I'll tell you what. He says, why don't we all get together tomorrow? I'm staying at the Essex House. Give me a call tomorrow, and we'll get together with Helen and Jeff. We'll have some breakfast. We'll talk this out and forget it. Why don't you let them go? They got their little boy with them. And when they said little boy, my wife went, oh, they got the boy with them, honey. You know, come on, let him go. So I says, all right, let him go.
Wow.
I called Governor Carey, the number he gave me the next morning, get his liaison. He's out jogging. Oh, good. I hope he's staying healthy. Call back in a half hour. I called back in a half hour. He went to church with his wife. Oh, all right. Call back in a half hour. I called back in another half hour. He had to go back to Albany on an emergency. I said, you're full of shit. I said, I let them go, and he don't want to meet now and everything. So, and she pulled my wife's hair out so badly that my wife lost her hair.
Really?
I swear to God. And she grabbed her on the breast and squeezed her so hard that she ruptured her breast on the inside. After that, because she was starting to get pains, my wife. We wound up suing them and everything like that. But
so how did you keep this quiet? Because I don't
kept
remember
it quiet.
this.
The next day, page 6, the whole story was about Sal Richards and Helen Reddy go at it.
I don't remember this.
It was in the New York Post. And they said, and Pete Cavallo, the promoter for the theater, said that Helen Reddy, the singing nun, will never be allowed in our theater again, but Sal Richards is welcome here anytime.
Wow.
I got all the documentation. I'm not making this
So
up.
was the trial like a Seinfeld
There was
episode?
there was no trial. No, there was no trial.
There was no, you settled out of court?
No, no trial. No trial.
Settled.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yep. Did you ever get an apology?
No. And you want to hear something funny? I went to my friend, well, he was my friend, Red Buttons, had his birthday party in California, and I happened to be out there. So I went there, and I was with Lenny Kazan and Connie Stevens and Tony Danza. We were all at one table, all the other celebrities all around. And I see Helen Reddy sitting across the room from me. I says, I'm going to walk over there. So I walk over, and I sit down at the table.
You're a troublemaker.
I said, hi, Helen, how are you? I said, you remember me? She says, were you one of my old boyfriends? She didn't remember my face.
Really?
I says, no, my name is Sal Richards. She went, she got up, she walked away. She was like, you could see the anger in her face that I went over there to talk to her.
Wow.
I wanted her to know that I was still around and still working.
Well, so if she didn't get up and walk away, what would you have said to her?
Good to see you again. Sorry about the past, and you know, I'm sorry that you were such a bitch. And that would have been it. You know.
Gee, and can you imagine? She missed that by leaving.
She missed all of that. She left the building, as a matter of fact.
So now that's a great story.
Pacific Standard Time, and all previous shows are archived at LasVegasBackstageTalk.com. Please visit our website.